In this tutorial, I am going to give you some tips to get your best wash and go results using MoKnowsHair collection. My friend Kelly's hair is dense and highly textured with a mix of spiraled coils and S-shaped curls, a mix of porosity levels due to the high lift color, and she also has a good amount of gray hair in the front half of her head. Kelly has been natural for well over a decade and has never done a wash and go because she feels like she can't do it. And I took that personally as a challenge to show her that it is indeed possible, and I hope this helps all of you too. To achieve beautiful style, you have to have a solid foundation, which starts with cleansing and conditioning. To begin, I am going to apply the Scalp Clarifier. This foaming pre-shampoo treatment is packed with essential vitamins and botanicals to improve the health of your scalp. As you apply it, the cooling sensation will soothe your scalp while it removes buildup from old product and outdoor pollutants. It has salicylic acid to gently exfoliate, unclog follicles, and remove dead skin cells to help minimize dandruff and symptoms of dermatitis and psoriasis. This formula also has sea kelp, which is rich in essential vitamins that strengthen hair and increase scalp circulation, and Indian winter cherry, an anti-inflammatory that reduces hair loss and damage. These are just a few of the amazing ingredients that make this formula so effective. There's also aloe leaf juice, green tea, vitamin E, jojoba oil, lavender, cedarwood oil, apricot, argan oil. Just straight up good stuff to make sure your scalp is nourished, clean, and pH balanced. You can't have healthy hair without a healthy scalp, and this clarifier is formulated to improve your scalp health with each wash. Next, I am going to use the Ultimate Hydrator Shampoo. This sulfate-free Pillow Soft Cream Shampoo is made with botanicals, essential oils, and repairing proteins to hydrate and nourish your curls. After a couple minutes of your hair being fully saturated with water, apply from roots to ends and smooth through, massaging in a downward sweeping motion, avoiding nail scratching in your scalp. Just use your fingertips. This formula contains carrot seed oil, an emollient that stimulates hair growth, hydrolyzed wheat protein to strengthen and repair, and marshmallow root to improve elasticity and combat itchy, dry scalp. The blend of botanicals and essential oils balanced with repairing proteins is what makes this shampoo so special. It also has vitamin B5, which acts as a humectant for moisture retention, and Abyssinian oil, a natural seed oil with a unique molecular structure of fatty acids that resist oxidation, improve manageability, and enhance natural luster. You will notice that several of the formulas in the collection have Abyssinian oil because it's very stable and it's just so good. Now I am going to apply the elasticity restoring treatment all over so it can begin to absorb, and then I will go through and detangle in sections with a Tangle Teaser brush. Even if you prefer to step out of the shower to detangle, applying it in the shower helps distribute the treatment while your hair is still holding all of that water. This treatment is specifically formulated to repair the lipid barrier of your strands to help you retain more moisture and reduce frizz while strengthening. It has hydrolyzed quinoa, the only protein with all 9 essential amino acids that act as natural strengtheners to protect your hair shaft, mongongo oil to prevent moisture loss by creating a protective barrier on the cuticle, and mango seed butter to restore elasticity. I am going to cover Kelly's hair with a processing cap and have her sit under a hooded dryer for 10 minutes. You don't have to use heat, that's up to you. This treatment will work without it. If you have low porosity, you can go up to 15 or maybe 20 minutes, but you definitely don't want to leave this in for hours or overnight. That goes for any conditioner of any brand. Now that we have properly cleansed and conditioned, let's get to this wash and go. I am going to saturate the hair with curl primer and brush it through to make sure it is evenly distributed. You will feel a smooth glide and silky feel immediately with this leave-in treatment. It is literally priming your hair for styling. You can already see the definition pulling through. Regardless of what style you choose, I am going to say you always want curl primer as your base. It has Abyssinian oil to increase shine and manageability, grapeseed oil to protect hair from pollution and UV radiation, and castor oil to boost circulation to encourage healthy hair growth. This spray is good for your scalp and hair. It's good for refreshing, keeping your hair protected in braids or sew-ins, locks, all of it. It is a holy grail type of leave-in treatment that will hydrate, nourish, and protect your hair during styling and in the days after. Now I am going to apply defining gel on each section, brush it through and make sure it's evenly coating the strands, and finger shingle curls into place. This gel is completely different than the one in the first collection. It uses a different combination of ingredients to cast or hold hair in place that are more moisturizing and flexible. The base of this is aloe leaf juice and argan oil to make it more hydrating and able to resist atmospheric moisture, aka humidity. While it hydrates, it also repairs and protects with hydrolyzed wheat protein for strength and structure and mongongo oil to form a protective barrier, preventing moisture loss and protection against outside pollutants. You can definitely layer this with the styling potion underneath, but the more texture you have, the less layering you should try to do. With this many bends and curves in such a small radius of each other, it creates a landscape for product to get bubbled or trapped together, and it can cause sticky buildup or even flaking. That is why I am only using one styling product for Kelly's Wash and Go. It will bind to the curl primer seamlessly, and it's made to moisturize as it holds, so it can be used solo. Here are some more things to know to get your best wash and go. First, let go of the notion that this is a quick style because it has the word go in it. All styles take time to create. This one is more referring to setting your hair in its natural texture without the reshaping of twisting, braiding, coiling, or rod setting. Second, if you have multiple curl patterns, meaning your strands are shaped differently in different areas of your head or right next to each other, it might be more difficult to clump together. That is not a reason to apply excessive amounts of product or layer lots of them together. It just means that you might need to focus on accepting and loving what your hair naturally does because it is beautiful in every way. Like I mentioned in the beginning, Kelly has some texture variances, but they are not so much that the hair can't be clumped together. Also, if you have a lot of shrinkage, get comfortable with it. It's in your DNA. Trying to force stretch it out can make your hair frizzy and cause more breakage over time. However, if you have a lot of frizz and frazzle going on, it's just a poof and nothing you use absorbs, you need to focus on your foundation more. That's the cleansing and conditioning process we talked about earlier in this video. Most of what a wash and go calls for is that hair is properly balanced with a smooth cuticle to allow strands to sit neatly in clumps. It also may take several attempts to get your curls trained to clump together if you have never worn this style with any consistency. So don't get discouraged if you don't get as much definition as you'd like out the gate. It may just take some time to get there. Third, make sure you are taking your time to neatly set your curls. The curl primer will help keep the moisture in as you go, but you should also keep a spray bottle nearby. When applying product, you have to make sure it's even. I prefer to use a tool rather than just my fingers so that the hair is fully saturated and there are no tangles. Getting the hair neat and pressing or smoothing the product into the section is what helps the definition come through and makes it last for days. Yes, it's meticulous, but we're talking about doing this one time for the week. It's worth it so you don't have to keep redoing it every day. That is where you get into over manipulation, which causes breakage. The goal is to set it and leave it alone. And last, with this much texture, sitting under a hooded dryer is going to make all the difference in how it sets. All hair types are going to be good under the dryer, but diffusing typically works better if you have less shrinkage. Drying the hair quickly and still will allow the product to set properly. Air drying is okay if it works for you, but if your hair isn't dry by bedtime, you need to dry it or you can end up with fungus in your scalp, which presents as itchiness and flaking. Also, all styling products work better if they are not wet for hours, allowing humidity around you to interfere with them locking in. If your hair is always mushy and frizzy after air drying, sit under a dryer. I will link you all to my recommended tools below this video. After just 30 minutes under the dryer, Kelly's hair is dry all the way down to the root. Look at how the hair retained most of the stretch it had when it was wet. And as you can see, this gel is living up to its name. It is defining. I mean, just look at these results. We've got definition, nice medium hold, meaning it's still flexible enough to shake around and sleep on without getting matted or stuck, And it's not crunchy and hard, no flaking. It's hydrated, it's shiny, it's beautiful. Y'all, Kelly was so shocked. She has never seen her hair styled in its natural texture before. She's always been a twist out girly, but maybe I've converted her, or at least given her another style option that's faster. Total style time from start to finish was just 2 hours. At night, she will take the hair in the crown and pull it together with a scrunchie, and then take the sides and back into another scrunchie and cover with a satin bonnet. She will fluff it out in the morning and go. You can add a finishing oil if you like, but I just wanted you all to see that the defining gel is indeed different than the first collection and that it can be used by itself for styling if you choose. I hope this gives you all some inspiration and assistance in achieving a wash and go or improving your results. You will find links to products and tools in the About section below this video, and you can get the entire MoKnowsHair collection at MoKnowsHair.com.